Assalamualaikum everyone. We have Nadine here with us, who's a former acne sufferer herself, and she also has a background in psychology. So Nadine, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Nadine, and I'm a PhD student at Manchester in UK. I'm doing research around dementia and actually South Asians' access to dementia services and just their experiences. And I'm also working in hospital settings now, doing research around other neurological conditions, and recently around uh, alcohol harm and alcohol use.
So tell me a little bit about your experience with acne. Like, when did it start? How did people around you perceive you? What was the mental impact of it? And since you're a psychologist, more generally, what is the mental impact on people, and what can they do about it?
My acne is a never ending story. It started when I was around 13, 14. So I've been dealing with acne for nearly 15 years. And as a teenager at 13, 14, I think teenagers and acne go hand in hand. So at the time, I didn't think it was that big a problem. I would get like spots on my cheeks and my chin, but I thought, this is not that big a deal. And I had other problems going on. I had braces for 8 years. I used to wear these giant glasses to school. They used to call me Ugly Betty in school. So from like 13 to 18, I was just told by everyone, "Okay, nahi, ye to hota hai, and it'll go away. It'll go away once you're an adult." So that's just what I assumed. And the other thing that I was told was, just wash your face, wash your face. Because there was this assumption that this acne is only there because there's dirt on my face. Yeah. So just wash it away. And I think I just very blissfully just didn't focus on it until everyone else's acne started going away. And I've now reached 20 and my acne is still there to stay. In fact, it's getting worse. The pimples that I had, they were papules and pustules. They're big, angry, they're red, they're very raised. So it's not even they're flat, they're raised, and they were everywhere. Everyone else's acne is clearing up because they're out of puberty, they're out of teenage years. But mine wasn't because it was hormonal. And secondly, because it runs in my family. So on my dad's side, my father and his two sisters, they suffered from acne, the type of acne that scars. And so it wasn't this big mystery why this was happening to me. But that's when I started getting concerned. Okay, this is how my face is going to look. And around this time, I think there was a huge resurgence in makeup. And, this is when things like contouring and stuff were introduced. And every girl around me was like really into makeup. And my mother used to ask me, even when we go to formal events, makeup kyun nahi karti, do it, make yourself look nice. And I don't think I realized at the time that the reason I wasn't doing it was because when I would apply things like foundation, it didn't hide my acne. It made it more prominent. The foundation would cake around the acne. You could still see the spots, but now you had flakes all over your face. And I just felt worse about myself because it's like asking a painter to work with a flawed canvas. But I don't think I truly grasped that at the time. This is making me angry because my skin, I just started associating makeup and stuff with like senseless. I don't need to bother with my image. And I just became very awful about my image. I didn't really care. I started thinking, I'm going to focus on my studies, going to focus on my career. Who cares how I look? Which can be difficult because society is very looks based, and our society in particular, especially with women, we place so much importance on them, even when they're just young, on their appearance. Mm-hmm. And more importantly, because we place so much importance on fairness, which with acne, it leaves dark marks and hyperpigmentation and all that. So it can be hard to kind of put it aside and just accept that this is how I'm going to look. I think by the time I turned 23, 24, I had already tried things for my acne, and it was less because I wanted to. I wish I had been more involved, or if I had cared more, I was just so upset with it. I was kind of defeated. But my mother, she was like, no, we're not going to just accept this. So we tried everything under the sun. I tried so many dawaiyan, and I think I need to preface this by saying that, I had some bad experiences with products and medications and things like that. And I don't think just because I had bad experiences, someone else will. They work for some people, they work for don't. I think skincare overall is unreliable in that one product works great for one person, but can be awful for another person. So just because I'm saying something is bad doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. But I also think it's important to be informed what other things it could do to you. I wish I had known and I could have made an informed choice, because I was put first. I tried the very popular Accutane, raw Accutane, and this was something my cousin had also tried and it worked for her. And I had been sold this image, okay, you take it for like 3 to 4 months and all your acne will go away forever. That's not what happened. I took it I was on a 4-month course the first time I took it, and my acne did go away for 3 months. For those 3 months, I had the clearest, most beautiful skin, and then it all came back. And that medication, while I was on it, it made me quite depressed. And I'll talk about, the mental health impact of the acne overall, but this was next level depression. It was the kind of depression where I felt suicidal. There would be moments where I would be in my bedroom and I had a small balcony just outside my bedroom, and I would wake up and I would think, I need to go on that balcony, I need to jump off. And not just a passing thought, it was there. Just jump off the balcony, it's okay. For no good reason. And it just, I think because my cousin had warned me, okay, suicidal ideation comes with this medication, that helped. So when I had those horrible thoughts, I would remind myself, no, this is the medicine talking, it's not you. So you would think if going through that, you should be rewarded with good skin. That didn't happen. I was put on the course again the next year. My suicidal ideation and depression was worse that year. Got the good skin again for 2 to 3 months, but bam, it came back worse than ever. So we're like, okay, you know what, this miracle medicine, it's not doing it. So then in between, I kept getting recommended different kinds of cleansers and soaps and masks. So I think it's clay masks that they would say do once a week, put it on, your face is gonna look great. People kept telling me, just fix your diet. So for a while there, I cut everything out, sugars, fats, preservatives, just out. Nothing. Everyone's telling you, give us pani piyo, pani piyo. So I'm drinking water all the time. You're 8 glasses a day, which has now been proven that that's actually not correct. You don't need 8 glasses a day. It did nothing. It did absolutely nothing, because it's coming from within my genes. This is something far more powerful than just a few blemishes. And I do believe diet and pani and all that, it can help with the quality of your skin when you have just a few spots, which is what I have now. But when you're dealing with that kind of hormonal stick type acne, that's not going to do it. So I also was, in Pakistan, Safi is a huge thing. The herbal drink that you mix with pani. It's absolutely disgusting. I would drink that 2 times a day. I did that for like 6 months. Nothing. All it gave me was really bad diarrhea. It made me very sick, but it just did nothing for my skin. I was told, take neem oil and rub it in your belly button and that'll help. Nothing. So, and as I was trying things, it's like you have a checklist of possibilities that will make your skin better. But as each thing is getting crossed off, you're realizing that this list is running out and it's not helping. Is this just how I'm going to look? And I'm at 25 now. My skin's the worst it's ever been. And I'm running out of options. And now I had started to care, because I work in psychology. I work in a very people-facing profession. And it had clicked with me up, okay, appearance is not just something I can ignore.
Hmm.
It is actually very much related to how people are going to treat me, how competent they think I am in my profession, and how competent they think I am in life. Because I guess that's how our society works. Your appearance is automatically linked to how competent people think you are. Because they're probably thinking, okay, agar shakal saaf hai, to she's probably good at managing things.
Hmm.
So I started getting more invested. Uh, at this point, people were telling me, okay, Duac gel istemal karo. I was putting Duac gel, nothing. Salicylic acid face washes, benzoyl peroxide face washes, nothing. I was wasting all this money, getting so upset. And I remember like one incident, which was just awful. My acne had gotten so bad at this point. Okay, they were pussy, they would bleed. I stopped going out. And this was before the pandemic, well before the pandemic.
Hmm.
This was like 2017. I just stopped going out. I tried my best to work from home as much as possible
Hmm.
because I didn't want people to see my face, because it wasn't the kind of face that people could just ignore. I don't know if I was hyper focused, but it was just obvious that people would kind of stare because it was just that bad. But I remember one day I had to go to university to teach. It was unavoidable. So I was like, chalo, kaam to karna hai.
Hmm.
So I went and I was teaching undergraduate students. I'm 25, they're 18. And another thing I think that acne does, it kind of infantilizes you because it's associated with being a teenager. You kind of look younger than everyone. And so I was feeling very self-conscious about teaching these kids. But I tried to think, this is your problem. This is in your head, and trying to apply everything that I've learned in my degree. Just because you are thinking things doesn't mean other people are thinking it about you. So they're there to learn. They don't care what you look like. Just teach them.
Hmm.
It was going really great until I went up to one group of students. I explained something, and as I was walking away, I heard one boy go like, "Oh God, it's even on her neck," because at that point it had even reached my neck.
Okay.
And I wanted to do two things in that moment. I wanted to turn around and berate him. Okay, how dare you talk about my looks? I'm here to teach you. I'm here to provide education.
Hmm.
And the other hand, I wanted to run out crying. Okay, oh my God, I was right. It's that horrible. Instead, I just plastered a smile on my face. I ignored it and I just kept on teaching. But that kind of cemented, okay, my acne is horrible and I don't want to go out in public. When I would come back to Pakistan, in the holidays and we'd have events with family, I didn't really want to go. I didn't want to show everyone my face. It was just awful to look at. And I think this is where the depression and anxiety portion comes into play, because it's very commonly seen that
Hmm.
people with acne are more likely to suffer from depression and anxiety. But it's almost circular. It's just because the acne will make you feel so bad about your face and how you look, and you won't want to go outside. So you're isolating yourself, and all of these things exacerbate depression. At the same time, you're thinking over and over again about, is the acne ever going to go away? Should I try this? Should I try this? And it just makes you anxious. And as you develop that depression, anxiety, it causes stress in your body, and stress contributes to acne. So it's a cycle. Acne causes depression, you feel worse, and that just makes the acne worse. I was just stuck in this awful cycle. And because when you're depressed about something, your motivation goes away. I was so upset about this problem, but I now had zero motivation to deal with it. So then in 2019, up until that point, I was 25, 26. And I think a lot of people can have their acne, and some people have accepted that this is it, and I'm okay with it.
Hmm.
And that's also okay. I think if you get to that place where you feel like you don't need anything else and thus this is fine, I think that's great. But I don't think people help you get there. I would have people just blatantly say to my face when they would see me after a long time, कि बेटा शक्ल को क्या कर लिया है? क्या हो गया है? as if I have some terminal illness or something. And these would be moments where for a little while, I'm not thinking about my skin and someone just reminds me. And people say it with so much concern too. कि बेटा क्या हो गया शक्ल को कुछ हो गया है you're stressed so and I'm like well I am now auntie so it didn't really help and then they're giving me all these suggestions like all the herbal things I mentioned and I think the one that angered me the most was कि बेटा बस stress mat you're just stressed and this is why this is happening. I was like okay tell me how to not be stressed. Yeah. And I do agree that stress does contribute to acne. I know that because, as huge stressful periods have come in my life, it has gotten worse.
Yeah.
But at a baseline level, even when there's no stress, it was there. So again, that's not very helpful. All this advice about herbs and lifestyle changes and, stress is only helpful once you start treating it internally. And then that can be used to help with little cosmetic things. But in 2019, I had to fly back because I was having my nikah. I had to sign my nikah and my face was it was so ugly at this point. But my mom, she wanted me to look nice for the day. So she took a last ditch effort and we got me on doxycycline, the oral antibiotic. And my skin wasn't great on my nikah, but it kind of flattened for a little while. So then when I went to the parlor, and again, parlor culture, beta आप facial कर लो, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. You go to a parlor to feel good and they make you feel worse and then sell you a product. But I went to the parlor and they were able to make me look decent because for a while there I had flat skin because of this antibiotic. I was really excited. Okay, maybe this is the thing. I did not know. My mom did not know. My dad was a doctor and all his friends who are doctors who recommended this did not know. Okay, one of the side effects, incredibly rare side effect of doxycycline is intracranial hypertension. So this is when you get fluid buildup in your brain and it can cause all kinds of problems. One of the most common is that you can lose your sight. So your sight starts to go blurry and eventually it can go away if it's not treated. For me, because I'm also a chronic migraine sufferer, because again, that runs in my family, everything bad comes from my family. I'm a chronic migraine sufferer. And that also meant that a lot of medications that are out there for acne, I wasn't allowed to take those because if you are a migraine sufferer and you take those medications, they put you at risk for stroke. So medications that I had seen work for other people, I wasn't even eligible.
So, Nadine, thanks for sharing that. That was really, really informative, specifically the mental health part. And I think that's going to help a lot of people who are watching this.
So those kind of things were just out of the question for me. But because I'm a migraine sufferer, it turns out when you get intracranial hypertension and you're a migraine sufferer, it makes your migraines worse.
Oh.
I had been a person who only experienced a migraine attack about every 3 months. It would last for one day. And on that day, I would take my dawai. I would have to just be in bed and the next day was fine. This caused me, the intracranial hypertension, to have migraines first once every week, then once every day.
Oh.
So from September 2019 to December 2019, I had to leave work. I had to take a break from my studies. I was basically just bedridden because, and this is another thing our society doesn't understand, migraines are not just headaches. So with the migraine, I go blind during that period. My arms go numb. I get debilitating nausea and some next level fatigue that I'd never experienced in my life. And it was so bad. And for a while, it accomplished one thing. I forgot about my skin because I just thought my life is over. What the hell is happening to me? And I was in England where we have the NHS, which, well, it's great because it's free, it's also very backed up. So they couldn't diagnose me. They had no idea what the hell was wrong with me. I was getting MRIs and scans and blood tests all over the place. They're telling me, it could be a cyst in your brain or not. I don't know. We don't know. Eventually, I came back in December 2019 to Pakistan, where, and this is just my privilege. It's just because my father is a doctor that we were able to, put all our energy and have resources to investigate what this was. And that's when we found out, okay, it's intracranial hypertension, you have fluid buildup. And on the 25th of December 2019, I got a lumbar puncture. So, and the migraines stopped. So the battle with the migraines is a separate kind of ongoing thing. I had to then test out lots of different medications, all of which exacerbate acne. So, but at this point, I was so busy solving one problem, I didn't have time for the other. But COVID happened and everything. I had to rush back because my wedding was supposed to happen in April 2020. It did not. So we just had a very small home ceremony. My skin was awful again during this time because I had to stop taking the antibiotic. And I think one thing I really valued though was I was so self-conscious. Okay, this is my shadi, and even if there are not a lot of people, like my sustral are going to be seeing my face now. We'll be living with them. They're going to see the full-on acne. I was very conscious, and one thing I appreciated was that the makeup artist that I went to for my Ruxati, I was being conscious about my skin. They didn't say a word. They weren't being like how people usually are. Not at all. They kept me distracted, and they did the most beautiful work on my face. You could not see my acne, but just their attitude throughout the day. Kabita, you look lovely. We're just going to do this to you and that to you. They didn't talk about my acne. I think that helps. If other people aren't talking about it, for a moment there, you feel okay. So then across 2020, acne stayed horrible. I was barefaced around my sister, and I felt awful because now they were seeing my full-on face. But there was nothing I could do. And then I came back to England in October 2020. And by now I had seen so many dermatologists and so many, herbal-based people. I was like, I don't trust anyone. Nobody knows what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. And I decided I'm going to do my own research. And this can be very overwhelming because skincare research, it's not like there's one post you go like, oh, these are the products and this is what you should try. Tick, tick, tick. It is an endless wormhole. It felt like a second job. But I was at this point where I was like, I'm not ready to accept that this is my face. I'm just not. Maybe the day I am, this will stop, but Abhi, I'm not ready. I started reading about, and I made a promise to myself, my experience with oral medication has been so bad. I'm not going to do that. I'll go for any topical treatments, but I'm not going back down oral medication. It just didn't work for me. So I started reading up on things. I started reading up on the science behind acne and, how there's your own body is forming bacteria, and that is what's contributing to the acne, how your skin produces sebum. And if you have excessive sebum, that causes acne. I started understanding more about these things. And when you understand how acne works, later down the line, when you read about products and medications, topical medications, they make more sense because they tell you what exactly each product targets. And that's when I came across one treatment, Epiduo. And Epiduo is topical, and it's a combination of two things. It's a combination of a retinoid called adapalene, and retinoids are supposed to be really great for your skin, and benzoyl peroxide. So I had already tried benzoyl peroxide alone. I didn't do anything. But this was combination. So the benzoyl peroxide is supposed to exfoliate your skin and take all the dead skin off and clear up the bacteria on top. And the adapalene is supposed to target what's going on underneath. So now you have an on-top treatment and an underneath treatment. And that's when I learned about purging. I hadn't known what purging was before, but I read up on it. So when you start an intensive topical treatment for your skin is going to purge all the underlying bacteria and acne that's there. So your skin will get worse first. And I think a lot of people don't realize this. Like I maybe haven't realized it in the past. These products made me look worse, but that's because they're doing their job. They're clearing everything out from underneath, and then it's going to get better. And that's what happened when I started Epiduo. For 3 to 4 months, my skin was so bad, such bad acne. And because I was using something with a retinoid in it, it got very dry. So I'm talking about shedding skin. And एक benefit हुआ lockdown से, I didn't have to go out in public. Because if I did this, I would have skin all over my hand. It was that dry. And it stung so bad. And no moisturizer was helping. In fact, it made it worse. It would sting. I would rub Vaseline. Vaseline was the one thing I would rub onto my face and I would feel better. It would soothe the stinging. But then 3 to 4 months, it started getting better. The blemishes would go away and they weren't getting replaced by new ones. The hyperpigmentation, all the dark marks that I had, they were slowly fading away. And because no new spots were coming, it was giving them a chance to heal. And the flaking also started getting better. Aista, aista, my skin just became clear. I finally found something that worked. But I was dealing with another problem now, which is because I was using a retinoid, I now had dry skin. For all my life, I had greasy, oily skin. And I would treat greasy, oily skin the way you treat greasy, oily skin. But I had dry skin. So I had this perfect flat canvas that was flaking all the time. It would flake around my mouth. It would flake in my eyebrows. And then I was like, okay, this is another problem I have to treat. But I was feeling more confident now. Okay, I sorted the first problem. I can sort the second. And I read up all about, which moisturizers are the best for this kind of dry skin. Got myself a moisturizer. I started taking sunscreen more seriously. And I started using hyaluronic acid and applying that to my face every day and every night. And I realized apparently there's a right way to use hyaluronic acid. So when I first started using it, it's with a dropper and then you just apply it to your face. I would do it straight after washing my face. I would dab my face with a towel and then apply the hyaluronic acid. And I would feel soft for like an hour and then I'd feel stretched and dry again. I was like, why is this happening? And so I read up on it and it was like, you're not supposed to dab your face dry. Put it on a wet face, wash your face, leave the water on, and then apply the hyaluronic acid, because the whole point of hyaluronic acid is it attaches to water. I think something like 4 times, the size of the molecule, it can attach 4 times that amount of water. Fair enough. So, but I did notice when I started doing that, like leaving my face wet and applying it, my face would stay, soft and kind of healthy for the whole day. I still had some hyperpigmentation and I started reading up on what can get rid of that. And they had a whole list of like acids, like this lactic acid and things like that. But this is where you have to be quite careful. If you're using something like a retinoid, there are all these miracle products that will treat your skin in other ways, like build up collagen and get rid of hyperpigmentation. But you can't use them because they have a very bad interaction with a retinoid. They will sting and burn your skin and cause it to flake more. So a lot of products that do other things, not related to acne, but that I might have been excited to use, were just out of the picture because they don't interact well with the retinoid. Hyaluronic acid had no impact with the retinoids, it was fine. And then I started using alpha arbutin. So I use that at night just on where I might have dark marks. And that started helping. It's slow, but whereas a dark mark might take 3-4 months to go away, now it's taking just 1 month. I started taking eye cream more seriously because since I was on a retinoid and your eye skin, your eyelids are the most sensitive area, I had to start applying a eye cream with, they say ceramides are really good. So I started applying that to my eyes, and this area has gotten really soft now. It used to be so dry, it used to hurt. It's soft now, it's fine. And the important things that I learned from this was that first, it's not just about what product you use, but also how you use it. Some products you only put on for a little while, then you wash off. Some products you leave on overnight, or you let them sink in, and that's it, no washing off. Some you only apply to blemishes. Some you have to apply to your entire face, no matter where the blemish is. So it's all about finding out not just what the product is and what it targets, but how do you use it and how can it interact with other products. And this is not knowledge that I achieved in a week or a month. This has been a 1.5 year process. So, and I think that can scare people. No research, but it's not, trial and error. But I think because I've come out the other end, I found a regime that works for me. And now I do have clear skin. I got one blemish here on my chin after months. And within 2 days, it's gone flat. It's already healing. That never used to happen for me before. So I think it is worth investing that time and effort if this is something that bothers you and is taking a toll on you, to look into skincare, to read up on skincare. I watched YouTubers talk about different products. I also, whenever I would look at a product from a company, I read a million reviews. Okay. And then on Reddit, there's a skincare Reddit where people compare products that they've used and people have shared their stories. So even if a product is being advertised and it's so great, I would go on the Reddit and I would see, oh, maybe it's not that great. People are complaining about it. So it is a full-time investment mentally. And then because now I only get the occasional blemish, I've now started to do those lifestyle changes that everybody talked about, because now my skin's at a place where that stuff is actually kind of effective. So for example, I do drink a lot of water. I mean, it's healthy for you anyway. I have special face towels. I don't just use a regular towel. I have a face towel that I use and I discard it there and then in the laundry, and I'll use a new towel every time I do anything to my face, because dirty towels can be a huge problem. I'm very careful about the detergent that I wash my clothes in. So there are specific detergents that can irritate your skin, and I've stayed away from those. I sleep with so silk and sateen is safe for the skin. So I sleep on a sateen pillowcase. And when I'm masking when I go out, because I still mask when I go, I have my N95, but under my N95, I have a mulberry silk mask. So I'm still protected, but I'm also protecting my own face from the mask because I was getting a lot of masking. So now I started seeing the benefit of these little lifestyle changes. It's all come full circle after 15 years. And finally, after 15 years, I have a face where, it's not perfect, but I've come to the point where I can say, if this is how it's going to look for the rest of my life, I'm okay with that. That's the full acne journey.
In Pakistan, people are very, very conscious about vanity. They're very conscious about their looks and all of that. But at the same time, there's no acknowledgement कि mental health नाम की कोई चीज़ exist भी करती है. It's so taboo to even talk about it and say that you might need to see a therapist or something, and that just makes the entire thing worse for the person who's going through it, because they feel so isolated and they can't relate to anybody, and no one can relate to them, and they just feel like यार ये अच्छा ये मुझे क्यों हो रहा है? Why me? This is something in general that people don't realize about depression, which is that it's not just sadness. That's not what it is. Sometimes it's feeling nothing, and then what we know about depression, especially actually in South Asians, it manifests physically more than mentally actually. So things like you couldn't move, the fatigue that you get. Some people, that exhaustion, that's depression. It could be things like some people find that they're unable to eat, and when I say unable to eat, it's not because they feel full, their throat feels blocked up and they're unable to swallow. And we found that sometimes there's no physiological cause for that. South Asians show depression physically. We get things like headaches,
body rashes. That's how our depression shows up.
So acne ठीक करना is a process, it's a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. So, if somebody is going through this, since you're a psychologist, like, can you give some tips and like guidelines around how a person going through it can actually deal with it to make the entire process easier?
I think a lot of, so one thing which works for things like depression and anxiety anyway, but
Hmm.
also helps, I think, with this is finding people going through the same thing you're going through. I think that helped. I think when you have this bad acne and you're surrounded by people with good skin, you do feel like the only person in the world who's going through this, but you're not. And we're lucky enough that we live in the digital age where you can go on these forums and stuff, and you see people talking about their acne journeys. They post like before and after pictures, like their skin would be so bad. And then now it's fine. And these people don't say, like, oh, I achieved this in like a month. They talk about, it took me 2 to 3 years. So when you see other people going through exactly what you're going through, you're seeing people, it's taking a long time, but they've come out the other end. I think it's like that with anything, isn't it? If you're going through a difficult time, but you've seen someone else, they've set a roadmap, they've set a template, and they've come out and it's worked out, you feel a bit better. Okay, work for them, it could work for me. So finding like-minded people is so important, whether that be on forums, whether it's looking at people on YouTube who, have documented their journey, and you can see for yourself, okay, this actually happened and that they're okay now. And then I think another thing is, yes, you are very tempted to isolate yourself. I was so tempted and I did isolate myself. But if you can, and this is again something that applies to things like depression, anxiety as well, push yourself. Don't wait for the motivation to come to do something. That's not going to happen. That's not how mental health works. You have to do the activity, and eventually the motivation will come to keep doing it. If you can push yourself to go out, if you can push yourself, maybe you don't want to go out in public, but maybe you can go see friends, maybe you can go see other family, people who you trust yourself around. And then another thing is, I think sharing it with your loved ones, how you're feeling. I don't think I could have dealt with this acne the way I have, tolerated it without my mom, who has perfect skin. But I shared with her, this is how bad it makes me feel. This is how awful I feel when I look at my face. And just having somebody to vent to about that and to share the mental health impact. And thankfully, I have a mother who's knowledgeable about mental health. So maybe for other people, it might not be a parent. It should be someone who you feel acknowledges mental health as well as your acne. But if you can vent and you see someone kind of resonate with that, yeah, I understand what you're going through, even though I'm not going through it, it really helps. And then another thing, which was, it's kind of self-contradictory for me, but even though it happened to me once, okay, I told myself nobody cares, and then it turned out somebody did point it out in public. Most of the time, nobody cares. People in Pakistan are so busy, worried about other things. There's so much
All over the
commercial.
world.
So have a bijli ja rahi hai, have a gas ja rahi hai. So, yes, maybe there are going to be a couple of aunties and randoms who decide to point it out to you. But actually, the vast majority don't care how you look. People are blind. They might see it, they might clock it, but they don't get over it. They don't care. They're still talking to you. Whether you're at work or you're in a social setting. They're not, some people do point it out, but the vast majority will not. And so you have to remind yourself that this is a sort of negative perception I have in my head, which, kind of works with anything when people are anxious about it. You have to keep reminding yourself, okay, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what other people are actually thinking. I'm just assuming. These are negative assumptions, and I don't need to buy into this. It's my problem. I don't need to put it on everyone else. Okay, everyone else is thinking the same thing I'm thinking. And that kind of helps reminding yourself of that.
So on the medication side, there is one thing I would like to add. Actually, more than one thing. So for one, they're not necessary. You can get rid of acne without medications, and medications के effects भी temporary होते हैं, so they're not worth the side effects. The other thing is that when you go to a dermatologist, typically they're just going to give you hand out a set of medications to take without even taking your acne into account. और फिर dermatology की community के अंदर, क्योंकि med school के अंदर skin care isn't really talked about, तो dermatology की community के अंदर you'll find usually कि आप एक डॉक्टर के पास जाओ, एक चीज़ कहता है, दूसरे के पास जाओ, दूसरी चीज़ कहता है, because there isn't really a consensus on what the right skincare is. So it's always important for us as customers, to do the requisite research ourselves and then make informed decisions. फिर एक चीज़ ये भी होती है कि टिपिकली मोस्ट डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट won't even tell you about अच्छा आप ये दवाई ले रहे हो उसके ये साइड इफेक्ट्स हैं, right? And that's also something important to consider. But it's a trade-off. Do you want to take a medicine to get rid of an aesthetic problem and deal with side effects that could be so bad as to give you swelling in your brain or make you commit suicide? Like, no one's going to tell you that, and that's a decision that you really need to make an informed decision in that respect.
Yeah. And I think you just hit the nail on the head when you said that there's no cure for acne. 100%. And that's why like any topical thing that you're doing, like I'm doing right now, I'm probably going to be doing it for the next few decades until one day I'm so old the acne stops. But I think in that case, like medication like Accutane and stuff, you cannot take it for the rest of your life. Not only the mental health repercussions, but it will destroy your organ. Antibiotics you can't take forever because you're going to become antibiotic resistant and there's a bunch of side effects. So you're saying you have a condition, it has no cure, so you have to take something lifelong. These medications are obviously not cures, so you can't take them forever. So I do agree that sometimes topical is the best way to go because topical you can keep applying forever and ever.
So for me, the focus was on जो चीज़ें आपने daily basis पे करनी, you have to cleanse every day, you have to moisturize every day, because existence generally just tends to be busy. So I'm not the sort of person who wants to spend 45 minutes every day just working on her skincare, right? So I wanted the solution to be so simple and elegant that it just fits seamlessly into your everyday routine. You're not doing anything extra. So for me, it was more like जो skincare on a regular basis पे use करते हो, cleanser, moisturizer, etc. They should cover acne or any other skin concern that you have, especially since just like everything that you eat has an impact on the health of your body, everything that you apply on your skin has an impact on the health of your skin as well. So for me, a skincare routine is very simple. It's just cleanser, moisturizers, sunblock and treatment, right? When it comes to acne, the options exist करती हैं, but I tend to, so my hero ingredient is salicylic acid. उसकी वजह ये कि benzoyl peroxide है, but it doesn't deal with all the causes of acne. It's just an antimicrobial, right? So uske alawa retinol hai that takes a lot of time to show results, and it's not suitable for everyone in the sense that it's not pregnancy safe. So salicylic acid for me is perfect because it's suitable for pretty much almost everyone across the board. One, and then it targets multiple causes of acne. So not it doesn't just have antimicrobial properties, so it's antibacterial and antifungal. It also actually physically dissolves the clogs in your pores, and it has many other benefits, including anti-aging benefits. It helps exfoliate the skin, all of that stuff. मतलब मेरे लिए तो salicylic acid इस तरह है कि like but even if I'm super lazy and I literally have not washed my face all day and I just want to go to bed like that, there is this one product, it's my favorite product, and मेरी अपनी brand से. So I make sure that I put that on every night because like my skin is still acne prone. I haven't got pimples for the longest time. But at the same time, I know that if I'm careless with my skincare, they are going to start erupting. That has happened in the past. So I'm super careful. मतलब और कुछ नहीं भी करना, so I need to put that on before I go to sleep like every single night. And I know that not everyone will be able to tolerate it every night because everyone's skin has a different level of sensitivity, but maybe every day is what works best.
That's the thing, there are some products which will tick all the boxes. They're really great. They don't have irritants, but maybe just don't work for you. Like for me, salicylic acid makes it worse. I react really badly to it, but I know that actually salicylic acid is a great active ingredient, such as for yourself and for others.
Because that's super.
That's the thing, you get so. There have been times I've been so tired. I'm like, I don't have the time to do this moisturizing and face wash, but I'll put my epidural on. I will put it on. It's by my bedside, and I will put it on before sleeping.
So then there's also this thing around, using too many actives, because if you're doing that, or even if you're using too many products and there's something that's irritating your skin, you're not going to know what it is. So for example, hyaluronic acid, it's so popular, but it works for some people and it actually irritates the skin of a lot of people.
Honestly, yeah, that is the essentials. If that's it, if that's supposed to be, the base. I have the same, I have my cleanser and non-foaming. I have my moisturizer, I have my sunscreen. And that should be honestly the base of everyone's skincare, especially living in Pakistan in the sun and the heat. That should be your baseline.
I think anywhere in the world, that the same essentials apply.
Same essentials. And then I think skincare, when you go down that route, you can be tempted to add like all sorts of products in, like, oh, I'm going to try this thing and this thing and this thing. And I had to really kind of stop. Like, I introduced the hyaluronic acid and the alpha arbutin, but after that I was like, okay, no more. I don't want this. My skincare routine is about 10 minutes during the day. I'm doing other things while I'm doing it. I don't want, like you said, to go down like 30-40 minutes like that, and I'm just rubbing these different things into my skin. It has, I think it is a trial and error thing, but you'll eventually find something that is not only working for you, but it's fast, it's quick, it's routine.
So then there's also this thing around, using too many actives, because if you're doing that, or even if you're using too many products and there's something that's irritating your skin, you're not going to know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
So for example, hyaluronic acid, it's so popular, but it works for some people and it actually irritates the skin of a lot of people. Especially the low molecular weights of hyaluronic acid, they tend to cause redness and rashes in a very large swath of people. I also feel like it's a very overrated ingredient because, in all honesty, there are so many humectants out there, and there are actually other, like urea and glycerin and all. There are small molecules that can actually go into your skin and give you lasting hydration without causing the irritation that comes with hyaluronic acid, especially its low molecular weights, right?
I had the same experience with niacinamide. Everyone was talking about how, this is such a great product and it reduces the redness, because obviously with acne comes redness.
Did you use the one by The Ordinary?
I used a bunch. So The Ordinary was one of them, but I've used a bunch. And it's just, this product that works for everybody and everyone's saying it's amazing and it's awesome. It did not work for me. It irritated me. Even after slow introductions, so like just once a week, it was just not for me. So and everyone talks about it. Everyone thinks it's amazing. And again, it may be amazing for them. That's why it's important to like try things. I'm glad I at least tried it out. So I know, this is not for me. If I see other products in the future with this in it, I'll know it's not for me. So just as important, it's important to know what works for you. And it's also important to know what's never going to work for you.
I think we've covered a lot of different topics, and I'm really happy about that. So is there anything else that you have in mind or you'd like to add?
No, I got to vent a lot about the last 15 years and all that drama. But that's the thing, I think we tend to downplay, it's just acne, it's just drama. But actually, no, when you're a young adult, it sometimes can be so all-consuming no matter what's going on in your life. It's completely understandable that it would be.
And I feel like there's a lot of content in it that people can really hear and benefit from. So I also think that people, after hearing this, hopefully they also realize, if they're going through it, they're not alone. A lot of people have been through it, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Khatam ho jati hai. Yours went away, mine went away. So there's that. So great discussion overall, Nadine. It was absolutely lovely talking to you, and inshallah we will catch up again soon.
Definitely.